Hey everybody, my name is John S. Armstrong. I am the author of Broccoli Rob and the Garden Singers. I'd like to thank Old Nate Media and you guys for having me on to do this interview to talk a little bit about my book and just my journey through writing the book and the processes of going through getting it published and actually, getting to the final stages. My book is actually not quite published yet. The launch date is actually August 21st, 2020, so it's coming up. Broccoli Rob and the Garden Singers is about a character named Broccoli Rob who is a shy stalk of broccoli who loves to sing. Lives in a garden in a rural area, and essentially they have several days of rain, storms, and they haven't seen the sun for days. And Rob realizes they need to get, the sun out and they need to be able to dry out in order to grow big and strong. And Broccoli Rob goes through some trials and tribulations, and he has to work through some difficult times and difficult conversations with some of the other characters in the book. And in the end, he overcomes the challenges, and he finds something very important about himself, and just great to share with everybody else. And it's a great message. Be who you are. If you love to do something, don't let anybody stop you from doing it. I decided to write this story because I have a 14-month-old daughter. Her name is Madison, and my wife and I love to read to her, and we read to her frequently. I often ad lib and just make up my own stories, and sometimes I take it a little far and they're terrible, and sometimes they actually end up being a little entertaining. And this one actually was a hit for her, and I decided to run with it and write, elaborate a little bit more. And next thing I know, it's ready to be sold on Amazon and Barnes and Noble, and it's been a really, really exciting process. The best reaction from any reader has most definitely been from my daughter. Always up on the go, and she's a busybody, but she loves when my wife and I read to her, and she loves beautiful illustrations, which Broccoli Rob and the Garden Singers has very beautiful, bright, engaging illustrations that allows even younger readers, so anywhere from 6 months to 5, 6 years old, to be engaged and actually participate in the reading process, which is something that was very important for myself and my wife to incorporate very early because of all the benefits that can have for children. Cognitive improvements, creativity, and all those other things that are backed by evidence-based science. So we definitely wanted to incorporate that when going through the early stages of parenthood with her. So my inspiration of Broccoli Rob as the main character actually came from one of her toys. And again, like I said, I start making up stories, and sometimes I can't stop. And Broccoli Rob was the perfect character. He vulnerable and cute, and he unique character to say the least as a vegetable. And I thought it would be a lot of fun to write a story surrounded by based around a character like that. One of the questions here is, what's my favorite children's book of all time and why? And I have to say, hands down, it is Chicka Chicka Boom Boom, and it was a book that I loved my parents reading to me. Continued to read as I learned to read myself, and it was one of the very first books that I purchased once my daughter Madison was born. So she enjoys it. She may have torn a couple of the pages just because she likes to get in there and turn the pages herself. But it's just it's a fun rhyming book. It's exciting, and it's just it never gets old, and it still isn't, even after 34 years that I have read it. There's a good period of time that I was not reading it regularly. I wasn't in college reading chicka chicka boom boom at the library, but you get my point. Broccoli Rob and the Garden Singer is actually my first book that I've ever truly written. I've had other ideas and I've, elaborated on some of those, but I have never taken another book as far as I have with Broccoli Rob and the Garden Singers. So it is also the first book that I am getting published, and I am so excited about that. It's been a long journey. My book is going to be on sale at my personal author website, which I will include in the information that I provide to the host. It is also on Amazon and Kobo, BarnesandNoble.com, Target.com. There's a lot of different options. It's Apple Books. So I have a hardcover version, I have a paperback, and I have a ebook, which is an EPUB, and also a Kindle version. So I have a lot of different options there. Hopefully there's an option for for your children out there that they can enjoy this as much as I have enjoyed writing it. So I'm still kind of going through the process of the marketing, but I've been very heavily involved in social media and utilizing the different groups in social media, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, and creating relationships with other authors and promoting my books that way. I have also worked through. I actually own my own publishing company. It's called HeartlandPublishingLLC.com is the website. And but Heartland Publishing LLC, I actually promote and advertise other authors' books, and so that was a stepping stone for me to actually help promote my own work once it actually got to that point, and I had something to start promoting and advertising. So that worked well, just having that in unison. So or working together and having a platform to share my my new book that will be released on August 21st. You say to someone thinking of writing their first book, take your time, get a lot of feedback, don't expect quick turnarounds with anything, whether it's the editing process, illustrations, copy editing, design. It is a work in progress that can take 6 months, a year plus. So have some patience. This was more of a fun project for me, so I wasn't in any kind of hurry. But once it starts getting closer and closer to being finished, you get a little anxious and you want to kind of get going and see it on the marketplace and start selling. But take your time. Make sure you do it right, and it will definitely pay off. Again, it has been a pleasure talking with you guys. My name is John S. Armstrong. My book, Broccoli Robin and the Garden Singers, will be officially released and launched on August 21st. And it can be found on a handful of different platforms and a handful of different versions. So I hope you take a moment and look it up and enjoy it as much with your family as I have writing it. So take care, and I hope you guys enjoy my book. Thank you.